Welcome back. The Rays and the Minnesota Twins set to square off. 88 degrees, the wind at 6 miles per hour, partly cloudy skies. With Brian Anderson and Kendra Douglas, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard tonight once again in the next to last game of this homestand. Day game tomorrow, but a lot of action here in store tonight. Lineup brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Larnach, Jeffers, and Correa, the top three for Minnesota. Brooks Lee hits cleanup. France Clemens, Bride, Castro, and Keirsey Jr. rounding out the lineup card for manager Rocco Baldelli, and Taj Bradley goes to the mound for the Rays.
Well, his 11th start, picked up the 4th win his last time out. 6 very strong innings against the Houston Astros.
And the first pitch of this game is up and away, and a slight little slip there on the delivery. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, that fastball averaging 96 miles per hour, uses it 44% of the time. Then comes the split, the cutter, the curveball, and that changeup, that split.
And it's 1-1. It's out of play, a foul ball back, 1-2. Bradley making his 11th start, 4-3. Comfortable evening at Steinbrenner Field. There's a shot going to be fair up the right field line. Back into the corner, and chasing it out is Josh Lowe. It will be a stand-up double for Trevor Larnach.
I'll tell you what, that is a pitch for Taj Bradley. It's his 4th pitch of the arsenal, the curveball, but he has had a ton of success with it. Throws one here, and Larnach able to stay right on it. Didn't quite get that down and in as much as he wanted to, and Larnach was able to get the barrel to it and get it down into the corner. But you know, coming in to this ball game, opponents just 2 for 21 off of Taj's curveball. It's an .095 average, and there Larnach's able to double them up.
It's pretty good for number 4 pitch.
Yeah, very well. And you know what? You've seen the usage start to creep up a little bit because of that. We were talking about it before the game. His curveball this season does not have the same amount of depth as it did a year ago. However, he's throwing it 2.5 miles per hour harder. So he's getting later break, and maybe that's why, kind of introducing almost a new pitch.
He quickly gets the jump on Jeffers.
And that's why that's the pitch they call the cutter. Looks like a hard slider to me, but he gets a lot of depth with that pitch. A lot of success there too.
And he comes right back with it and gets the strikeout.
Well, there it is. That 3 in a row. They got a great feel of it. Stay with it. Let's take a look at the Rays defense as it sets up in the outfield tonight. Chandler Simpson, Cameron Meisner, and Josh Lowe left to right. Infield 3rd to 1st. Junior Caminero, Jose Caballero, Brandon Lau, and Jonathan Aranda with Ben Rortvedt back behind the plate.
Carlos Correa. And to right, that ball's going to drop for a base hit. Tracking it down, Aranda going to 3rd, and Larnach has to stop there. On the blooping base hit, 1st and 3rd now. So the Twins come out swinging here, putting men on the corners.
Oh, this is the kind of contact that you're looking for as a pitcher. Running that fastball in on Correa. He doesn't get anything behind it, but no man's land. There's just nobody there to make a play. Almost too good of a pitch.
This is Brooks Lee. And the pitch just missing a little wide. Ball, no strikes. Upstairs with the hard stuff. And a check swing by Lee. 2-0. Chase that one. 2-1. Lee in the cleanup spot, playing second base tonight. It's a fly ball toward the line and left. The ball caught out there. The tag at third. Larnach's going to try to score, and he is safe. Larnach just got in there on a close play, moving up to second. Correa. And the Rays trying to determine if they want to have another look at that.
Well, let's see Chandler Simpson cutting it loose. Going to give a one hop. Oh, a little too short two hop. And then, that foot got in there. Unfortunately, you see Ben Rortvedt, he's up in front of home plate where he needs to be to give a lane to the runner. Catch and tag, not able to do it.
So, first run of the game belongs to Minnesota. And a little tap off the jammer there. And Bradley over to first. Ty France is out of there, pitcher first. A run home for the Twins. Rays coming in to hit. With a run on the top of the first. Rays coming in to hit. Here's the lineup brought to you by your local Ford dealer. Johnny Diaz will be the DH and lead off, followed by Josh Lowe and Brandon Lau. Caminero, Aranda, and Simpson, the heart of the lineup tonight. Jose Caballero hits seventh. Cameron Meisner in center eighth. And Ben Rortvedt will catch and bat ninth.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Minnesota Twins is going to be right-hander Joe Ryan, having an outstanding season. The record of 4-2, but look at that ERA, 2.68, the whip of .81, 67 strikeouts up against just 8 walks. Be ready to hit because he fills the zone up as much as anybody.
And the first pitch is a ball a bit inside, taken off the plate.
And how about this? A four-seam fastball that he's going to use 58% of the time, only averaging 93 miles per hour. But the batting average against that pitch, 153. So he goes to it early, often. It's not overpowering, but boy, does it have some deception.
He laid off that one, and he's ahead in the count, 2-0. No strike. 2-1. It's fouled out of play. And Ryan, as you alluded to, and when you get into him a little deeper, he is a different cat of a pitcher out there that you're used to seeing these days.
Well, I mean, he fills the zone up. He's got one of the higher zone ratings that you will see, but the zone contact, just as impressive. One of the lowest that you will see. Now, you can see that with a guy like a Tarek Skubal or somebody that throws near 100 miles an hour.
Sure.
His fastball is 93, and he throws it almost 60% of the time.
Yeah.
So the fact that he attacks the zone like he does, has a low zone contact, it just speaks to the deception that he is able to bring out there, not to mention good secondary pitches.
Got to 95 on that pitch low, but you're right, he's around 93 most of the time.
Yeah.
There was a time when that was great stuff, but pretty pedestrian these days.
That's average. Yeah, absolutely.
3-2 and a wave and miss right there.
And he got that one to 96. He really humped up on that one, and a little dance off the mound right there. I mean, he really excited to get this strikeout.
Yeah, that's quite a step.
Hey now, hey now.
It's not even halftime yet.
I was gonna say, first hitter at the bottom of the first, and we are off.
Ball one inside to Josh Lowe. Josh lines it into right, and on the short hop, Clemens comes up with that. A hot shot base hit for Josh Lowe.
Well, Clemens looked like he wanted to make a play on it. Fastball starts to run away, but Josh is able to get out there, those long arms, that long swing, and tattoo that ball out there. And Clemens just a little bit short.
And he may have had a little bit of the sun. You can see the reflection in his glasses.
That is the sun.
And on his bill of that cap, not doing much good right now.
No, and you know what? I wonder too.
Balk has been called here. And the Rays going to get a man in scoring position.
Take any gift you get against a guy that has a 2.68 ERA. Not easy to get a ton of base runners. He's got one of the lowest whips in Major League Baseball. Walks and hits per innings pitch. He's out of the windup right here with the runner on, and now he tries to go to the stretch without stepping off. He could have stepped off the rubber, cleared the rubber, and then reset coming out of the stretch. He tried to do it while still maintaining contact with the rubber, and that is a balk.
Yeah, and that move looked like one of the two of us trying to dance. I mean, that's a little awkward.
A much different dance than we saw after the Yandy strikeout.
That's right.
I mean,
upstairs 2-0.
The Yandy strikeout dance. Okay, that's a professional move. The dance that got him the balk, that's more in my category.
Well, I mean,
two left feet.
We're a team at that, so.
Yeah. I bet you could line dance, though.
High popper down the left field side, and that is a fair ball. How about that? And the Rays are going to have been on the corners. Boy, I'll tell you, Willie Castro running circles around trying to find that ball.
And it's not like it's real windy right now. I mean, it doesn't look like it when you look at the flags out in deep center field. This ball right here popped up by Brandon Lowe. Watch your right. Watch Willie Castro. No idea where that thing is. Josh, yeah, he's figured he's going to tag up and then said, oh, man, that hit into fair territory behind you.
I mean, how strange is that? So first and third, one out. And Junior Caminero, and you can see just a light breeze right now, blowing out. Caminero takes a pitch for a ball. Out to center right now. We call that pitch a strike. Delayed call, and now it's 1-1 with that pitch missing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brandon Lowe at first, Josh Lowe at third. And The chopper towards short. Correa goes to second, out there, and safe at first. The Rays get the run to tie this game. Close play at first.
Credit Caminero. He realizes the ball off the bat, and we'll see if the Twins want to take a look at it. But ball off the bat.
Is safe at first base. Minnesota's challenged.
Okay, they're going to challenge it, but Caminero given every little bit of effort he could to stay out of that double play and ensure that the Rays score a run, and he didn't do it.
Caminero calling himself safe there, but
he is out.
Rays are not going to win this one.
Nope, that's pretty clear. I'll tell you what, you give credit too to Carlos Correa when you watch the double play again. Watch how quickly and hard he shuffles the ball to Brooks Lee, because he realizes time is of the essence, and on the chopping nature of that ground ball, you don't have time for a comfortable flip. Watch him get rid of this. Wait for it, and then he shovels this hard. Nice feed, a little bit high, but got it there. And looks like they got it there.
Brooks Lee in the middle of that. So waiting for the official word to come down.
The longer it takes, you'd think that favors the Rays, because that looked to be pretty, cut and dry.
After review, the call on the field's overturned. The runner is out. Minnesota retains their challenge.
So the Twins will retain their challenge. 6-4-3 on the double play, and it's a 1-0 game.
Back, and well, the 6-game winning streak for this team has really done wonders for this squad. Josh Lowe pointed out that Zach Littell's performance last night really was key for them. He said that he enjoyed the way that his strike throwing and his tempo for keeping the defense locked in. Rays starters have allowed just 2 runs over their last 30 innings. They have a 1.50 ERA, and when you're getting starts like that, it takes the pressure off the offense, allows them to strike first. This is a team now that is above 500 for the first time since early April, and this is something that this team wants to continue to build off of. Dwayne, BA?
Well, you're right about that. That's a great feeling they've generated on this homestand, and trying to close it out on the upswing with a day game tomorrow and this night game tonight. 0-1 pitch to Clemens, and he drives it deep to center, and that's going to carry out of here. Just to the left of the batter's eye.
Oh, no.
How about that? That went right up into the batter's eye, into the camera position. How about that?
Wow. Wonder if the laptop's okay.
Yeah, we're going to start issuing a glove out there if this keeps up.
Boy, 4-seam fastball, full extension. Clemens felt good about it, the way he flipped the bat down, and yes, right through there. Might have grazed a hand.
Well, there, you take a look there. Wow.
It did graze a hand.
Yeah, that hand We're going to have the trainer go out there and take a look at that.
Jeez.
Listen to this. There it is. The chop on the run. Caballero, and the throw to first. Got his man.
How was he able to corral that ball? It looked like that ball was almost rolling up his wrist. Well, he had to come a long way at a tough angle to make that play. That's where he's at. Way over in the hole, comes over and yes. That ball kind of bobbling around. Stays with it. Able to finish that play.
Willie Castro. And he takes that pitch. That's a ball called. 226 with a couple home runs. 2-0 game now. Minnesota a run in the first and the Clemens home run in the second inning. Ball and a strike. And a step back.
You know, and that's what's interesting. That timeout did not have to be granted. Taj had already started his motion towards home plate. That was a very, very late call.
And ooh, that pitch on the edge in there, 97.
I still don't like the late call that got awarded.
Yeah.
Kind of annoying.
Two and two. Well, the home run by Clemens, his fifth, and the ninth given up by Bradley after that first pitch strike. Big chop. Brandon Lau gloves it, and the throw to first in time. Well, let's take a look at the Old Spice fresh stats on this winning streak the Rays have put together. Kendra talking about that earlier coming out of the break.
Well, the home runs, you've almost doubled, to almost 2 per game. Stolen bases, everything has been involved. The runners in scoring position, they've been clutch. Opponents, the pitching has held them down. What we haven't talked about, we've talked about the offense being so good. We've talked about the pitching has been so good. The thing that we haven't talked about kind of includes this down here is the defense. The defense has been absolutely spectacular here over the last week and a half.
And a ground ball to the right side. Bradley's going to have to cover. Takes the toss from Aranda. Then we go to the bottom of inning 2. 2-0 Minnesota. share of the Rays 50-50 charity raffle jackpot, proceeds supporting youth programming in Tampa Bay. You win big and support the community. Visit Rays5050.com. Well, Jonathan Aranda will lead off the home half of the second. Rays down by 2 here, facing Joe Ryan. Aranda lifts it up the left side, and that's going to be a fair ball. Castro after it, and he had a little trouble with that one.
What is happening in left field? I mean, I know the wind can play a factor here, but that ball off the bat, first of all, Aranda, that ball off the bat looks like it's going to be a foul ball. And he starts to run, and that ball just comes floating straight down. That wind is pushing that ball from left to right. There's no question about it. And well, Castro having all sorts of problems. I'm not saying that he could have got to that one, but that looked like it was foul off the bat and ends up dropping in fair territory for an extra base hit.
10th double of the year for Aranda. And now a bunt put down by Simpson. Throw to first is going to be in time. And Aranda moves up to third. Let's take a look at last night. There were some issues in left field.
Right there, just an over jump on that fly ball. Looked like it was going to be caught. And he just over jumped it off the thumb of the glove. And then here's another one out in left field. Got a chance to right the wrong and ends up coming up empty. And then there was one that got over his head into a big yellow hat.
A great catch out there in the stands.
Became somewhat of a story too.
One out in the inning. Caballero at the plate. 1 strike to count on him. That's fouled away. 0-2. Well, let's check the wind situation. The StatCast formulating this, which is not much right now.
No, not at all. And that would belie what we see from, I don't know.
Well, don't believe your lying eyes.
Yeah, well, and did we have the other day where it was knocking fly balls down by 40 feet? Hurricane force winds. Yeah, I tell you, it's interesting, but we have seen some strange play in left field early part of this series.
And a wave and miss. Caballero out on strikes.
And he beat him in the zone. He needed the strikeout, went for the strikeout, and just took 95 right to the top of the zone. And he's got, that's a little bit of a deceptive like release point. We were talking about it before the game, that Sid Fernandez where you almost get under the ball and push it uphill. That's why, that's where the deception comes from, where he can take 93 to 95 and consistently beat you with it inside the strike zone.
And a strike to Meisner. Cameron Meisner with a man at third. The Rays with a couple scoring opportunities early. Let's see if they can cash in on this one. Too tight with that. Now 1-1. Ryan comes in off the plate again. With 95 in there, it's 2-1. Tries it again, and it's off the plate in. 3 balls and a strike. And Rortvedt is on deck. And the pitch is down. Meisner draws the walk, and it's first and third. with 2 outs.
Joe Ryan, no question, frustrated over that. You can see him shaking his head. Number one, that's only his 9th walk on the season. Number two, you walk the 8-hole hitter to get to the 9-hole hitter. What you really want to do, obviously, is retire the 8-hole hitter, get out of the inning, let the 9-hole lead off the top of the 3rd, and build some momentum. At least that's how you think as a pitcher.
So here is Ben Rortvedt. Breaking off first, the pitch is fouled away. Meisner had a base stolen there. Pitch fouled away.
You know the Rays are going to, if they can try and run against Joe Ryan, they're going to try and do that. He's given up 7 stolen bases in 11 attempts. He does have a pickoff, but he's one of those pitchers that it's tough to put together an inning of 2, 3, 4 hits. So if you've got some base stealers out there that can try to create something, you're going to do that.
Pitch is inside. 1-1. Been away with 95. It's now 2-1. Carlos Correa shading the middle.
That ball and strike ratio, that is very not Joe Ryan.
Over to first. Meisner back in there. Ryan coming off a 5-inning outing against Cleveland, a no decision. He gave up 3 runs in that one on 3 hits. Runner breaks, the pitch is high, and the throw now trying to get down the line from 3rd, and the return throw to the plate is going to be in time to get Aranda. And so Aranda breaking, trying to get home from 3rd, and the Rays fail to score again.
Well, and how about the handling of this throw by Correa? It's a bounce, and he's right back, and there's the tag.
Order leading off the 3rd, takes a swing and misses. Bradley out there on the hill, gave up the double to Larnach in the 1st inning. He opened the game with the double and eventually scored. Minnesota with another run in the 2nd on the home run by Clemens. And there's where his home run landed.
Yeah, right through that opening. How about that for placement? Laptop looked like he was in good shape.
There you go, right there.
What kind of sensitive info would have been on the laptop that we had a shot at right there?
Be careful with that.
You do. Well, maybe you don't. Get right in on it. Here's your view.
Foul ball, and the count's going to go full. Yeah, you can imagine from that little spot to have that home run headed your way. And we just saw the reverse view of that and what that looked like.
Landed right in there. I mean, right on the fly. What are the chances?
And that will be strike 3 call. And the leadoff man retired this time. Larnach opened the first with a double. Clemens opened the second with a homer. And now the strikeout of Larnach.
Boy, how about this fastball here? You talk about taking it downhill, velocity at the knees, and no argument from Larnach. He knew it.
How about that 98 at the knees, just dotting it out there.
And then you have that.
Yeah, and then that wouldn't quite break.
Well, we said, you know, the curveball for Taj this season just it does not have the same amount of depth, but he's throwing it 2.5 miles an hour harder than he did last year, and that will create what that ends up doing, Dwayne, is you don't get as much depth, but with the increase in velocity and the increase in spin, the break is later, and so you still get good depth on it, but it's not rolling into the zone. It's sharp.
Well, it's going to be a strike, very top of the zone. 97. Well, there's always something if you're Kyle Snyder. And the shot back into center field. Meisner turns around and in front of the wall, reaching up to make a nice grab. Goes to the right of the 408 marker out there, and Meisner hauls it in. He's done a nice job out there in center field.
He absolutely has, Dwayne. You're absolutely right. How about making this our GTE Financial instantly easy replay? That ball well struck, and Cameron Meisner does a great job of tracking it. And then just a little leap there to secure the catch. Taj very appreciative, as all pitchers are.
And Correa, ground ball to short. Handled by Caballero, and his throw is in time. The 1-2-3 inning. Third inning brought to you by your Suncoast Hyundai dealers. Rays only at Amerant Bank. To sign up for yours today, visit www.amerantbank.com/Rays card. Well, Ben Rortvedt will open the bottom of the third. The pitch is wide. Yandy Diaz will follow, and then Josh Lowe. 2-0. Braves have had opportunities in the first couple innings, but no runs on 3 hits. There's been a walk in that mix, and there's a hot shot back at first, and France positioned right on the line deep at first, and that's exactly where Rortvedt hit the ball.
And thankfully he was playing right on the line. You know, Dwayne, this is what we were talking about, and Joe Ryan has not been sharp here in the early going, but look at this right here. In zone contact rate, leaders of all starters, and you've got Tarik Skubal. Okay, that's understandable at 70.8, but then next in line, how about Joe Ryan at 74.7? Major league average, you can see right there, is 82%. Joe Ryan's fastball averaging 93. Skubal's average is 98. That's called deception.
Different ways to get the job done.
Yeah.
1-0, and Yandy pops it foul. Will it be playable? That's going to be out of reach. But you never know, as we found out in the first couple innings of this game tonight.
Yeah, a couple of balls that I thought absolutely were going to be in foul territory end up falling harmlessly into fair territory. One of them, Willie Castro, overran it. These numbers,
and once again,
not buying any of it. Not buying any of it. I see what I see.
That's the ball off the plate in.
I may have to take a phone call in between innings.
Yeah. Hey, it costs a lot of money to be able to put all of those figures.
Does 1.2 look like a 0 to you? That flag's, that's a big flag too. It takes a little bit of wind to move it.
It
Look
does.
at Jolly Roger is not playing by the rules.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, the flag in center field, we're in the third inning. And in the first inning, it was one way. The second inning, another way.
Yeah.
And in the third inning, still the third way.
And now reverting back to earlier form.
3-2 popped up. Let's see what happens with the carry on this one. All the way back and a step or two, and then finally onto the track. How about that?
Yeah, are you buying 0? Are you buying 0?
It's hard. I mean, you look at that swing from the side view facing the hitter, and you're going, there's no way that's going to go to the warning track.
Shallow, maybe not shallow, medium center field, or almost to the warning track.
So something's going on. 2 gone, and here's Josh Lowe. And he drops that pitch in there for a strike. Let's take a look at that side view swing. Okay.
Yeah, and his eyes go straight up.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, his reaction after he made contact and took a step or two was not the same that you're going to see from Yandy if that ball goes to the track.
Nothing to see here. That's not even moving, Dwayne. It's a 0.
That's a 0. Now 1-2. We're trying to describe what's going on. It's been a little bit of a challenge. Blame it on the variable wind.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Canceling it out. However,
this one, that was a get off me swing and a bouncy ball to the left side. And so Josh is out. We go to the fourth, 2-0. Crisis text line to increase mental health awareness. Free 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741. And there's strike one on a bouncing ball foul.
Nice play down in the dugout. Christopher Morel
showing some infielders' hands there.
Absolutely.
Which is upstairs. 1-1. Well, through the front three, a 2-0 ball game. Minnesota single runs in the first and second innings. 2-1. Brooks Lee, Ty France, and Cody Clemens due up. Ooh, and that one just missed. A long look at that one.
97 and could have.
On the ground, right side. Aranda with a toss to Bradley. So one away. 7 up, 7 down since the Clemens home run.
Taj Bradley, you know, we saw that in his last start against the Houston Astros. He hits Jeremy Pena to start off the game, and then all of a sudden a 2-run homer, and you're down 2-0. You haven't recorded it out. That would be all the Astros would get against Taj Bradley. He was able to settle down immediately, get through that first inning, and end up going 6 innings, giving up just those 2 runs. So, and he's understanding here tonight, you know, he's given up 2 runs already. And you got Joe Ryan on the other side that's starting to find it a little bit. So you cannot afford to give up anything more.
And Ryan, look at the first 9 starts of the year. He's giving up fewer than 3 earned runs.
2.68 on the season. His ERA is just fantastic. And in his last, I think, 5 starts, his ERA is 1.5.
Ball on the ground. Caminero from third. And France is out of there. 2 up and 2 down. Indeed, player resume coming up here with Cody Clemens. And his numbers since that trade from the Phillies. Boy, he's done everything the Twins could hope he would be. 340 in the home run tonight. And that pitch is a strike. Little tap foul. 0-2. Another look at that home run.
Fastball up and away. Full extension. And right. How about that? Hole in one. Hole in one.
He should have at least won a teddy bear or something for that. It's a state fair shot right there.
Totally. I used to love, going to, when a town I grew up in, Geneva, we had the Geneva Grape Jamboree, and they had that game where you buy 3 darts for $1.
Yep.
And if you pop the balloon, you got one of those little mirrors that had like AC/DC on it, or Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses. Oh yeah, never did anything with them, but they were cool under your bed.
And Brandon Lowe takes care of the ground ball. 3 ground ball outs. Brandon will lead off when we come back. 10-game hitting streak. Brandon Lowe had that base hit in the first inning to extend it to 10. In that number 3 slot in the Rays lineup. And the pitch is a strike. And 1-1. The Durham Bulls apparently is here. The ball, 2 strikes. He's facing Joe Ryan, 28 years old. Rays drafted him in 2018. There's a high shot down the left side toward the corner, and that ball's going to bound away from Castro. Fair ball, extra bases for Lau, and he pulls in at second with a double.
I'll tell you what, off speed, that entire at bat, and at the very end, Joe Ryan is going to try to surprise Brandon with the fastball. And Brandon able to react to it in time. Boy, he gets the barrel to the baseball. That's something that he's done a really nice job of all season long, is being able to handle velocity and all the off speed to slow him down. It didn't work.
So there we have the Rays, another man in scoring position now in 3 of the first 4 innings. They've had someone in scoring position. This time with no outs, and Caminero will take strike 1.
Well, and on the season, Joe Ryan has done a really nice job in these situations. You don't want to keep, flirting with the danger that he has, but on the season, a 189 average with runners in scoring position. Not too shabby.
It's lifted foul. It'll be out of play. Wide, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hit the other way. Clemens on the run, and he gets there to make the catch. Tagging at second, and Lau will advance to third. And a nice defensive play by Clemens in right field.
Well, let's make it our T-Mobile coverage cam. Look at the ground that's covered by Cody Clemens, and then the extension. You got to get. It's one thing to get there, it's another to finish it off, and he's got to reach all the way out there, use every bit of that outfielder's glove, and make a really nifty catch out there. But that does get Brandon Lau over to third base. Hey, how about this?
There's Roger, his dad. He is playing well with this Minnesota club. In fact, Roger was at that game when he hit his first home run after he joined the Twins, and he shows up tonight and home run, and that playing right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, playing well with Dad in the stands. Got the Hook'em hat on. There you go, Hook'em horns, former Longhorn.
Infield up here, and a little roller foul. That's a foul ball off his foot. 0-2. Well, let's go back to Roger Clemens and some of the highlights. We can't show them all. We'd be here all night.
I was going to say, yeah, you got to start cutting it down a little bit. He was as dominant as anybody in this game for such a long period of time. Got the Jose Siri necklace on too.
See the resemblance. Aranda taking a little time to get back in there, and he's down 0-2.
And this is another situation. Runner at third, less than 2. Joe Ryan has put himself in position to go for the strikeout. That's what he most desperately needs. He's already done that earlier tonight.
1-2. It's another baseball. How about the strike and non-strike breakout?
Yeah, well, listen, you're not exactly ideal by any stretch. And not only that, the Rays have had him in trouble that he's been able to pitch out of it, trying to do it once again here.
Still a ball, 2 strikes.
See right there, Jonathan Aranda just trying to cut down on his swing to foul that fastball off. Again, Ryan is looking for his biggest swing and miss pitch. He needs the strikeout. Aranda needs to put that ball in play. Twins have the infield in.
And a take down there, 96 below the zone. 2-2. And a base hit through the right side. That's going to get the run home. Aranda drives in the run, and the Rays are on the board, making it a 2-1 game.
Okay, hopefully that kind of opens the floodgates a little bit, because they've had opportunity after opportunity, have not been able to come through in the clutch. But on the changeup here, Aranda, great job of staying back. Great job of staying back, recognizes the pitch, and is able to hit it sharply enough to get it through the hole right there on the right-hand side. And Brandon Lowe is able to come home with the Rays' first run.
Ryan not happy with himself there. Pitch is wide to Simpson. Well, the Rays have had a great run on this homestand, and so has Brandon Lowe. Double figures, and his hitting streak 2 for 2 in this game. There's a high popper, short right, and that's caught by Clemens. 2 gone, and Brandon with the double, moved to third on the fly ball and scores on the Aranda base hit. So at the start of the homestand, that average was 217, up to 251 right now. Some movement on the homestand.
Isn't that the story of his career? How he gets on these heaters and just everything. Hits the ball hard consistently.
Caballero tried to hold up, but went around. That's strike 1. Oh, look out. Caballero hit by the pitch. And that's going to push Aranda up to second.
Well, I don't think any intent there. Joe Ryan just has not had his typical command here tonight. And that 4-seamer, he does get a lot of run with that pitch, but way too much there. And there's nothing Caballero can do. He's trying to get out of the way and track it. And that hits the forearm and hand.
That's the 7th hit batter this year.
And I'll bet you that most of them are on that 4-seam fastball, because he will pitch inside and he gets a lot of arm side run with it. So he will occasionally get one to take off, just like happened right there.
Pete Mackey, the pitching coach, holding court out there on the mound with Caballero aboard, hit by a pitch, 2 men on, 2 men out. Sharpen up your reading skills through Reading with the Rays, presented by Suncoast Credit Union. Visit your local library, Suncoast Credit Union branch, or download your game card at raysbaseball.com/reading. Well, a 2-1 game now. Rocco Baldelli looking on from the Minnesota dugout. And Norman Meisner. He walked his first time.
The pitch count just got blown up.
Now opened with a double. He has scored. Aranda drove him in. Aranda at second. Caballero at first. And 0-2. The fastball at 94. Rays have had men in scoring position in 3 of the first 4 innings, and finally pushing around across here in the 4th. Ball 2 strikes. This one is down. Ryan coming in 4-2 in his last 5 games. He is 3-0 with an earned run average of 1.5. And a bouncer foul. Popped up, going to be foul, and will carry into the stands. Meisner, after getting behind in the count, battling here. It's 2-2 now. Time granted there. 66 pitches for Ryan. And that's just a couple pitches beyond what he has averaged per inning so far this year. And it's skied into left. That's Castro coming in and angling a bit to his left to make the catch. Rays get on the board. We're through 4, 2-1 Minnesota.
BA and Dwayne, going into this game, the Rays defense, they've been playing sharp as of late, and one guy to really look out for is Cameron Meisner. Now, when you look at what he's been doing, Kevin Cash said he's loving the reads Meisner's getting off the bat, and that he's starting to look really comfortable out there. Early on, Cash noticed a little hesitancy in center field, but now he's taking charge, playing with confidence, and becoming a bit of a ball hog in a good way. He's a guy that just continues to impress Cash. Guys?
Yeah, he's done a great job in center field, and we've seen him emerge this year, and you could argue he's as good of outfielder in center field. And you can take a look at the defensive runs saved and where the Rays stack up, and he's a part of that. Jonah Bride leading off here in the 5th inning. 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Well, run prevention has always been a big part of the Rays game. And that's a strikeout. It disappeared on him. That pitch is dropped out of sight.
Yeah, the off speed and it just down and in. I'll tell you, Taj driving the pitch downhill. There is what they call a split. And you can see the hitter right there swinging at the arm speed, and that pitch not quite there.
3rd strikeout for Bradley. Castro takes this one down. 97. Ground ball, and it's going to be out of the reach. A diving attempt by Brandon Lau. And the 1-out single. Castro aboard for the first time tonight.
Let's take a look. Right there. It looks more like a changeup to me than a split, but regardless, that ball stayed up. The difference between the one and the strikeout pitch, that pitch had elevation, and that allowed Castro to get a good look at it, and then by allowing that, the barrel gets to the baseball, and the Twins with a runner.
First pitch. Kersey Jr. takes it upstairs. The base hit by Castro stops a string of 10 in a row retired by Taj Bradley. So now a man at first, 1 out. That's a strike. Deshaun Kersey. Out the bat right into the screening atop the dugout. Otherwise, that would have been an interesting situation. A souvenir going into the stands in the form of a bat.
Yeah, and about 8 to 10 rows up.
Yeah,
that was quite the toss there by Kersey Jr. Watch this. There was the old split, and see ya.
Yeah, that's the hammer toss right there,
and a pretty good one. It's impressive. Kelly Shopik approves.
Yes. Yep.
Well, Junior, he's become that guy.
Yeah, he could be in some competition for that. But
he had one that he threw almost directly behind himself the other day. Not easy to do.
Chopper to Lau. Caballero, that's 1. First base, that's 2. 4, 6, 3 on the double play. On to the bottom of the 5th inning we go. Another look at the double play. TV timeout brought to you by your local GMC dealers. Brought to you by Advent Health, official champion of the human spirit. Learn more at adventhealth.com. And by GTE Financial, celebrating 90 years of going beyond money. Thank you, Tampa Bay. Here's Ben Rortvedt to lead it off. This pitch is a strike catching the outside edge. Rortvedt out on a ground ball to first. His first time up. And now down 0-2. And the one knee fouling that pitch off. Rays facing the right-hander Joe Ryan tonight. Ryan last year, 23 starts. He was 7-7. He had some shoulder issues that ended his season prematurely. Rortvedt is out on strikes. First out in the fifth. Stay cool as the Rays heat up this summer. When the Rays host the Marlins Sunday, June 8th, all fans receive a cooling towel presented by Morgan Automotive Group. Secure your seats today at RaysBaseball.com. This pitch is a strike called on Yandy Diaz. Yandy 0 for 2. He is 0 for 7 in his career against Joe Ryan. 1-1 as that one skips to the backstop. Puts Yandy behind in the count. Well, the Rays on a 6-game winning streak, and they have had clutch hit after clutch hit during this streak. And there's a reach by Yandy, and he is out number 2.
He went from the slider to the sweeper, and he got Yandy on both of those pitches to be chasing well out of the zone. Look how he spins that right to left, and Yandy just does not have a bat long enough. That ball well off the plate. And Yandy typically has really good control of the strike zone and does a great job of limiting chase. Not able to do so in that AB.
Josh Lowe under this one, skies it into shallow center. Carlos Correa out there and stays with it to make the catch. We're through 5 in a 2-1 game, Minnesota. Field coverage highlighting Rocco Baldelli in his career with the Rays. 2000, the 6th overall pick. And boy, what a talent. That home run came in the World Series. And a premature end to his playing career. And now as the manager here, 7th year already as the manager of the Twins.
2019 AL Manager of the Year. And trying to even up his record here against Kevin Cash and the Rays.
The 2-pitch is down and in, 1-2. Taj Bradley opening the 6th inning, gave up a run in the 1st, a run in the 2nd. Rays got their run in the 4th off Ryan. And a cut and miss. Larnach out on strikes. That one just dropped out of sight. This one swinging.
Well, with a lot of velocity too. That was the hardest splitter that we've seen here tonight at 93 miles per hour. Well, and there you kind of see the grip, but right there, those fingers are apart. We talk about a changeup. You're getting the index and the middle finger out from behind the back of the baseball, and Bradley does that enough, but he still throws it with high velocity. If you were to spread those fingers a little further, more velocity would come off, but he's comfortable with where he's at, and it works for him. We've seen that here tonight. But he does have those fingers kind of spread with almost a circle grip too on the back end of it. It's an interesting grip, but it's all about the index and the middle finger.
And he misses down right there and promptly falls behind Ryan Jeffers. 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk. He missed with a fastball after the strikeout. He gives up the walk to Jeffers. Not happy about that. And he'll face Carlos Correa. Mound visit by Ben Rortvedt here. Correa had the hit in the 1st inning, grounded out his last time.
Well, this is what we're talking about too. You're getting that index finger here and that middle finger here out from behind the baseball. Now, he doesn't have them split that far. If you were to split them even further, there would be more velocity and more tumble that came off of the pitch. But by having those fingers a little bit closer together, yes, technically they're not lined up directly behind the baseball, but it does increase the velocity just a little bit. That's why he throws that so hard, so close to his fastball.
Carlos Correa down to the left side between Caballero and Caminero for a base hit. To the right of the Rays shortstop. Jeffers stops at 2nd. Correa wasting little time after that first pitch, and he is 2 for 3.
Well, he gets full extension there and able to find the hole over there on the left side, and the Twins trying to build something here.
Brooks Lee. He drove in a run with a fly ball to left his first time. Ball 1, grounded out his last time. And a cut and miss. 97 by him. Lee, 23 years old, pretty much plays all of the infield positions. And that drops in there for a strike. The curveball. And it's 1-2. fouls it back. Got the bat out there to foul the fastball. Foul back. We have first round pick in the 22 draft. Minnesota out of Cal Poly. His dad Larry Lee, the head coach. One, two. It's too close. 2-2. Ty France on deck. On the ground, right side. Lau.
Oh, no.
Oh, and a high throw that's going to go into left. The run's going to score. Minnesota picks up the third run of the night, and boy, that's tough to take.
The high hop threw the rhythm of the play completely off. That was a tailor-made double play to Brandon Lau. Get it started with Jose Caballero, but watch the high hop here kind of throw off the rhythm. Boom. Now he's going up to catch it and then trying to throw it at the same time, and the ball just sails on him. That threw off the whole play right there. That hop. Now he's thinking down. Now he's up. Not in great position with the arm and the feet, and that ball just sailed on him.
So a fielder's choice and an error charged to Lau. And it's now a 2-run game again. Kyle Snyder with the infield around the mound.
And this is the one thing we've been talking about, how locked down this Rays defense has been. And I mean, all the positions, everybody making plays, and that one little mistake right there. But again, at the high hop, you can see Brandon going down. He's going to field it down where he expects it to be, pitch to second base, and the inning's going to be over. And then it takes the high hop, and it threw everything off. Watch where Brandon is initially. Watch him. He's going down to field it. Realizes high hop has to change everything, and now everything's out of whack.
And it just sailed right over the head of Caballero. Error number 3 of the year for Lau. And now the idea is to prevent any further damage. First and third, 1 out. And Ty France at the plate. And that's a strike. Took a little while for that call to materialize. France with a couple ground balls, and the Rays would take one of those here. Oh, look out, up and in, and down he goes.
Somewhere Roger Clemens is smiling. That was a Clemens special.
Yeah.
Especially if you were some young up-and-coming rookie, you were going to get dosed.
Just thinking I've done that.
Yes, many times.
And the ground ball foul. 1 and 2. Well, that's one way to set up a hitter for a ground ball double play.
Yeah, well, they're not going to be real apt to be diving out over the plate. I'll tell you that much.
Yep.
Yeah. You get that cutter, slider, curve, something moving down and away. Maybe you get that reach and roll over to third or short and get this inning over with. You can also get the strikeout too, which would be huge.
And the 1-2. Fouls it back. Up and in with 98.
Yeah, they came right back in there with the hard stuff, and France was able to speed up the swing and get to it. So now he is really susceptible to something down and away. Look how he had to quicken up, pull those hands in. No hitter likes to get beat in. And so when you do get in there like that, and they think about speeding up, down and away becomes a real good option. That's where they're going to go. Yes.
And he gets the strikeout on that breaking ball.
You can feel it. You can feel it. That was so set up by the previous pitch. Great job.
Well, 2 outs.
Look where the hip went. After those fastballs in, he starts to leak with the front hip, soft down and away, cannot reach it.
Cody Clemens fouls it. Clemens hit the home run in the 2nd inning. Rounded out his last time. Misses, 1-1. Ground ball to first. Aranda steps on the bag. They limit the damage to the 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. The first of the homestand committed by the Rays. 3-1 Minnesota.
Doug hanging out in the Rooms to Go lounge, heading to the bottom of the 6th inning, and up third in that inning is the hot-hitting Jonathan Aranda.
Jonathan Aranda, already a couple hits on the night. He's looking fantastic, doing a really good job of going out there. Runners in scoring position, Richie. He has been hitting over 300 coming into the game, does it again. Doing a great job of just getting that ball and utilizing the entire field tonight, right? Going to the left side, going to the right side, going pull side. He's done a lot of things differently from last year to this year, and it's definitely paying off in the swing and in those numbers.
Got his 29th RBI this season, Dwayne. He's one of 3 Rays with 29 ribbies, along with Brandon Lau and Yandy Diaz.
And 2 of the hits tonight for the Rays. Rays have 5 hits off Joe Ryan. Brandon Lau leads off, and there's a chopper toward the middle, and Correa was defensed that way and throws him out. And so Brandon is now 2 for 3 with a single double run scored and the chopper to short. Joe Ryan holding the opposition to a 185 batting average against him. Lefties 198, right 174. And there's a breaking ball that stays in on the sweeper. 1-0. And a line drive caught. Reaching toward the line, the third baseman, Jonah Bride, makes the grab right there.
Well, taking away a bid for extra bases. In the ready position, a couple of steps and a backhand.
Frustrating for Caminero right there. Two outs on 3 pitches, and here is Jonathan Aranda. And the first pitch strike. ball, 1 strike. One and 2. Ryan has come out. 2 quick outs, and now he's ahead of Aranda. Ryan working his way through the lineup for the 3rd time. 2 and 2. Foul to the left side. 3rd career start against the Rays for Ryan. Came in with no wins, no losses, but a .253 earned run average against the Rays. And he gets the strikeout swinging here. Aranda out number 3. We are through 6, 3-1 Minnesota.
Twins lead at 3-1, but let's take a look at the StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud and the strikeouts here for Taj Bradley. He's getting everything involved, 5 total, 2 on that splitter, cutter, curveball.
And here's a little pop fly into short right, and Josh Lowe got a good break on that one, came in and made the catch. And Jonah Bride is the first man up and the first man out in the 7th inning.
The reason that Taj is still out there is you look right down there at that arrow that is in the wrong spot. Clear that, circle this, 86 pitches, 85 pitches, being very efficient. That's something that he's done a lot better job of this season, is being much more efficient. Not as many strikeouts, but able to give himself a chance to get deeper into games.
It's a first pitch strike here on Castro. Went on him there at 97 and a foul the other way. 0-2. Well, Bradley has had a good night tonight. Single run in the first, single run in the second, unearned run in the 6th inning. Giving up just 5 hits. And a swing and miss. And he has made quick work of the first 2 hitters here in the 7th inning.
Boy, that curveball right there. We talked about it, him throwing it harder than he did a season ago. Last year was about 79.5. This one he really jumped on. Look at the late break, the depth on that pitch. That's at 84 miles per hour. That's a big jump. And boy, does that ball just disappear.
So 2 outs, bases empty. And the first pitch strike to Keirsey Jr. Couple ground ball outs, including the double play ground ball in the 5th inning. And this one too tight and hits him. So a 2-out base runner. And we'll go to the top side of the order.
Coming in with that cutter and too much cut.
So Keirsey Jr. on. Trevor Larnach opened the game with a double and scored. He is 1 for 3. And lifts it into left center field. Simpson and Meisner on the run. Simpson is there to make the catch. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time.
Simpson just continues to impress Kevin Cash in this club. After last night's game, he extended his hitting streak to 11, and from there on, he's been someone who they've just been impressed with since he's been joining this club and what he's been able to do. I asked him about what the key is to adjusting at this level. He said it's about visualization and trusting that he belongs here, just reminding himself that this is where he's meant to be and he's ready for that moment. He's just now 2 games shy of tying that club rookie record at 13, guys.
Well, it will be Simpson to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. The Rays down by a couple. A good job tonight by Taj Bradley. And he's down 3-1. And here's the first pitch. Simpson chops it to the right side and is thrown out. Brooks Lee throws him out. Luis Varland out there on the hill now, taking over from Joe Ryan. 6 innings for Ryan, and now Varland.
Well, the whip right there at 1 basically. Strikeout to walk ratio pretty good. 24 1/3 innings of work. This Minnesota Twin bullpen doing an outstanding job. One of the best ones in baseball. And so that's what Rays are going to have the work cut out for him against this group at the back end.
Caballero fouling off the first pitch for Varland. He leads the American League in appearances, 27. Nothing in 2 in the last 10 have been scoreless. He gave up a run on May the 2nd. Here we are at the end of the month.
You do that.
Yes, he's due.
He's due.
And a chopper back of 3rd. That's going to be foul, just foul. CB Buckner on the call.
CB had a good game last night behind the plate.
Yeah.
Put up some really good numbers on that umpire accuracy report. He was a non-story. That's what you want to be if you're a referee, right?
Yeah,
an umpire, a non-story.
That's the best night of all.
I'd love to be a non-story myself, Dwayne, but I tend to come in every day with a story or two.
That's right. It would be way out of character.
It would be. And as much as I try to, like, you know, be kind of like in a bunker, I just can't help myself.
Yep. Just bunker in for a couple days, see if you can get used to it.
I tried to do that. Had a heck of a weekend, I'll tell you that much.
Here's the 0-2, and it's punched in the center. A base hit on that 0-2 delivery. Caballero is aboard, and the Rays need a base runner or two. There's one of them.
Just trying to get a little warm up at the gym, Dwayne, and it all falls apart. Take long. Nice job here by Caballero. See how he lets that ball get into the zone and just changes the swing. Doesn't overswing. Maybe a little bit fooled on that pitch, but watch how he keeps the hands back and just swats it into center.
Well, here's Cameron Meisner showing a bunt, and he took that pitch. That's going to be a ball. Rocco's not quite sure.
He asks, is that down? No, that, and when it was confirmed, he's like, yeah, that's not down.
Runner takes off. The pitch is a strike throw. It's not going to be in time. Stolen base number 16 for Caballero.
How about that number starting to climb for him? Remember last year, Caballero led the American League with 44 stolen bases. He gets a good lead there and able to get low before that tag by Correa. Correa whacked it pretty good.
1-1 to count to Meisner. And there goes Caballero trying to steal third, and he is safe there on consecutive pitches. A steal of second and now a steal of third.
And great timing by Caballero because he's able to get over there to third with just the one out. You know, it's one thing if you wait a couple of pitches and an out is made. Let's see. Twins. Oh, good throw. Good throw. No, he's in there. Now the well, no.
Yeah.
Safe. Look at that. I mean, he was going no matter what. Varland paid him no mind.
And a strike there, 98.
Well, here we go again.
2-2.
Varland needs the strikeout. Runner at third, less than 2. Rays were able to get him in last time. Base hit by Aranda, scoring Brandon Lau.
And a ground ball to the right side. That's going to get a run home. A run batted in. So the base hit, 2 steals, and the ground ball, and the Rays have a run.
May 2nd was the last time a run was given up by Varland. We said he was due. And there you go. Look at all the high fives. We're understanding that Meisner is in a tough spot right there with the 2 strikes against Varland, a guy that can miss a bat or 2.
So the Rays have made it a 1-run game. Base is empty, 2 outs, and Rohrbaugh hits a little chopper up the right side, and the toss to the pitcher covering. France gets the assist, and it's a 3-1 out at first and a 3-2 game after 7. Partner of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by rooms to go. Don't miss the Memorial Day sale going on now. Well, the Rays have made it a one-run game. The Rays fans looking for more. Manuel Rodriguez comes in with the task of holding this Minnesota lineup right where it is. And the first pitch is strike one. Ryan Jeffers leading off.
Great numbers across the board for Rodriguez. An outstanding ERA. The whip very good. Strikeout to walk ratio. Ground balls.
There's a ground ball handled by Lau. Right on cue. One up, one down.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why he's become such a valuable member of this bullpen at the back end. He keeps the ball out of the air for the most part, and he can rack up strikeouts. That's how he gets it done. The fastball 50% of the time, but it's split between 2 and 4, and then there's that nasty slider. Good velocity.
And the first pitch. Carlos Correa takes it a little tight. Bradley worked 7, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. That's a strike. 1-1. A little close right there. No swing. And I saw you down there at first base. What do you think? He held up. So Bradley for the front 7, and now Rodriguez. And a liner toward the corner and left. That will one-hop the fence. They've got a chance to hold him to a single. He's going to go for 2, and the throw is not in time. So Correa gets a double, his 3rd hit of the night.
Not a chance. That ball was so well hit. That was a hanging slider, and Correa not exactly quick out of the box, and that ball gets down there quick enough to Simpson that you've got a chance here.
Correa get in there at second. Keep that foot on the bag.
Dig that toe into the top of the bag.
Brooks Lee. The strike. Well, the Rays truly manufacturing a run in the bottom of the 7th to make it a 1-run game again. And now a 1-out threat in the top of the 8th by Minnesota. The pitch, ooh, low. There's Adam Beck. 1-1. It's a tough pitch. Did he go? And no, it says C.B. Buckner down there. Fans don't like that. He came pretty close. Apparently did not go. Three and 1. France on deck. He steps out. Gorsey up in the bullpen for the Rays. Ground ball right side. And a race to the bag. Aranda gets there. Correa goes to 3rd. 2 outs. Rays pitchers strike out 10 batters during a home game. Go to any Cain's Furniture store within 5 days and receive a Tijuana Flats coupon. Visit CainsStrikeout.com. Man at 3rd, 2 gone. Ty France steps in. strike. This one is up. 1-1. That's wide. 2-1. A shot of Griffin Jacks out there in the bullpen. And a chopper right side going to go through, and that's going to score the run. A little chopper that got through the right side of the Rays defense. France picks up his 30th run, batted in. It's 4-2.
Well, France taking that chopper the other way, and let's take a look at how the Rays had him defensed. You see Jonathan Aranda, and then you've got Brandon, and somehow that chopper, he's able to somehow split the difference. Let's take a look off the bat, down. We'll see Aranda stops on it at first. Lau was never going to be able to get there, but with Aranda pulling up, and I don't know if he could have gotten there, but he had a better chance than Brandon.
Cody Clemens swings and misses. Here's from the side, and then we'll
How
take a
deep
look.
that ball got. That ball is almost behind him. And right here, that's where Aranda, Brandon's not going to get there. There's just no chance from where he was. And maybe that's true for Jonathan Aranda, but
Yeah, and I think by the time Aranda got over there and looked at it, the ball was almost by him when he pulled up, but he had the only shot if it was going to be gotten to at all.
yeah. The perfectly placed chopper.
Yep.
And you know, those things happen. You hate that they happen in a one-run game that extends the lead to 2. Drives in a run.
And the Rays battle to get that extra run, that second run of the night. Turning that base hit into a run on a couple stolen bases by Caballero and a ground ball by Meisner. Got the run home. Back foot out of the way, and the count is full. Jonah Bride on deck. And a wave and miss. So the top of the 8th is over. It's a 4-2 game. Yandy will lead off the bottom half. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Mid-Florida Credit Union, Florida's community credit union. 2-run game again, 4-2 Minnesota. Griffin Jax, the new pitcher for the Twins. Yandy Diaz leads it off for the Rays, and that first pitch is a strikeout there on the edge.
How about the strikeout to walk ratio? 38-5 in 23 2/3 innings. Big strikeouts numbers for Jax.
And that pitch a little bit in, 1-1. It's upstairs. A number of changes for Minnesota. Vader in center. Kersey in left. Castro out there in right. And it's 2-2 now to Yandy. So Clemens out of the game. And Yandy is out number 1 here to begin the bottom of the 8th.
And Yandy again with the strikeout. You just don't see it very much. Good pitch right here. You got that little changeup working its way down and away, and it's able to duck under the swing of Yandy Diaz. And we said big strikeout numbers, and how about that? Now taking the lead over Jake Bird. 39 strikeouts in his 25+ innings.
Josh Lowe. Ball, no strikes. Two and 0. Ryan 6. Varland 1. Now Jax. And there is ball 3. A strike call. Jack's 30 years old. And a swing and miss. So the count is full. Minnesota took Jax in the draft in 2016 in the 3rd round from the Air Force. And a wave and miss. Back-to-back strikeouts here.
But how about that comeback? I mean, 3 bad misses to start the AB. You can see that Jax was not happy with himself, but he's able to come back with 2 sweepers to close it out. It's a nasty pitch. Now, he's got a number of nasty pitches, which is why he leads all those relievers in punch-outs.
Brandon Lau fouls it right back. Strike 1. And the pitch is a strike. 0-2. Fairbanks busy in the bullpen as well. 2-run game, bottom of the 8th. And a wave and miss, and Jax strikes out the side. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the 9th, 4-2 Minnesota. charity yard sale Saturday beginning at 11 a.m. in the Tropicana Field Lot 7. All proceeds benefiting the Rays Baseball Foundation. Visit raysbaseball.com/charity yard sale. Well, it's a 2-run ball game, and Eric Orsi enters here in the 9th inning.
That ERA sub-1 in his 19 in the 3rd innings, has an outstanding changeup.
McBride, the first man he faces, and a first pitch strike, and that's something Orsi does a lot of.
Get the jump. He uses that slider. Got the 4-seam fastball. We talked about the changeup and using that 46% of the time. And there it is.
And strike 2. Around up in the bullpen, and that's going to be strike 3. Brian tried to check, but he could not hold.
That's that changeup, and that's what it'll do to you. Orsi really perfecting that pitch. Why he uses it so much, has a great feel for it. Takes this one below the zone. You're not expecting probably when that came out of the hand that he would get the chase, but you never know.
And the pitch is foul back. Castro, who started the night in left, now in right field. And another strike. 0-2. Nothing but strikes so far. And a chopper, that's going to be a foul ball, just foul, not by much. Tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame presented by Canes. It all begins at 12:30. We'll hear from Drew Rasmussen, and VA will be breaking down Chandler Simpson. Swing and a miss. Castro is out on strikes. And the changeup takes care of him. So back-to-back strikeouts, both coming on the changeup. Now Kiersey Jr. He started in center, now in left. Pitch is foul the other way. Strike the count. Rays will have the middle of the order coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning. And their closer Duran readying himself in the bullpen. There's a foul ball, and it's 0-2. A 2-run game. And that's, he held up. Rays thought they had strike 3 there, and C.D. Buckner says he stopped in time.
CB just loves to be booed. I think he just makes calls to be booed. He may be right here. There's the changeup. Tough to tell from that angle.
Now the 1-2, and it's foul back. Fastball away on that outer part of the plate.
But I do think that CB that does not mind getting booed.
Yeah.
At some point you feel like he's just going to say, bring it more,
yeah.
more. We do less, CB does more.
There he is, all set. And the 1-2, that's wide. 2-2. Top of the ninth. Rays fell behind 2-0. Now they're down 4-2. And a tap foul. Rays made it 2-1 in the fourth. Minnesota scored a run in the sixth. Rays got a run in the seventh. Minnesota answered with a run in the eighth. The 2-2. He got it. Wow, cut and the miss. Worthy strikes out the side. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Caminero is going to lead it off.
Minnesota Twins 4-2, and it starts with the starting pitching. Taj Bradley outstanding once again. 7 strong innings, gave up 3 runs, just 2 of them were earned, a walk and 6 strikeouts. But Joe Ryan, early in the game, the Rays were able to land some body blows against him. They had him in some trouble, had some opportunities, but he was able to pitch out of them and ends up going 6 innings, giving up just a 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Cody Clemens, that solo home run in the 2nd inning, that gave the Twins a 2-run lead, which is what they have right now as we come down here on the final stretch, with the Twins turning to their closer, Jhoan Duran, and he of the triple-digit fastball, 24 1/3 innings, the ERA 1.11, outstanding whip, strikeout to walks 3-1, basically has 1 blown save on the season in his 25 games.
And so here we go. Junior Caminero is going to lead off against him. We'll take a look at the mix. That average fastball, 100.
Yeah, how about that? He's got the year in and year out, that explosive heater. Also the split, knuckle curveball, a sweeper that he is introducing.
So Junior Caminero will lead off. He has 1 at bat against Duran, and that was a strikeout. And that first pitch coming in at 96. A little close. 1 ball, no strikes. Fourth pitcher of the game for Minnesota, their closer. And he drops the curveball in for a strike. Rays need a base runner. They are down by 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch sweeping away from the right-handed hitter Caminero. And a wave and miss. The breaking pitch got the chase, and that's the first out.
That's just smart pitching. You know, you've got a hitter flying open and chasing the breaking ball. So he's like, you know, since I've got the count in my favor, I'm going to take it further away. I mean, that ball's missed by a foot and a half. And that's just smart pitching and wonderful execution, unfortunately.
Well, the Rays with 2 outs left. Coming into this one with a 6-game winning streak, and there's a first pitch strike, 101 to Aranda.
Did that look 101 to you?
No.
I mean, that's
it's so easy.
It is. That ball just explodes out of his hand.
Which is wide.
I mean, how about throwing a splitter at 96?
And how about this? The last 8 hitters in this game have all struck out. Rodriguez got a strikeout to end the top of the 8th. Orsi struck out the side in the 9th. And the Rays suffered 3 strikeouts in the 8th inning at the hands of Griffin Jacks. And now the strikeout here of Caminero. It's a 2-1 count on Aranda. Foul ball takes it to 2-2. Rays have been out hit by 1. They trail by 2. In need of a base runner. And that's ball 3. Count is full. Chandler Simpson on deck. And the 3-2. Stays alive, fouling it. On the left side, Simpson on deck with his hitting streak standing at 11. He's 0 for 3 tonight. And the pitch is wide. So the Rays get that base runner. And here's Simpson. The Rays will get a pinch runner. Walls will run. So Aranda departs and Walls runs for him. Stay tuned. Rays Live, the post game coming your way with Rich and Doug. We'll hear from Kevin Cash. Kendra Douglas has interviews from the clubhouse. And the Twins talk it over.
Well, you've got really good speed and a really good base runner out there at first base. You've got blazing speed at the plate who can handle the bat, who knows in this situation he's just looking to put the ball in play, not trying to overswing, not trying to do anything, but put the ball in play. And if you get those 2 guys on base together.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Simpson trying to keep things going. Put down the bunt in the 2nd inning. They actually gave him a sacrifice for that. So technically speaking, 3 plate appearances and 0 for 2 officially. And the pitch is a ball up and away.
He sped up the delivery. You've got Walls over there. Duran came set so early, trying to hold the ball on Taylor Walls to get him to sink into his heels because he's worried about him. And then the delivery to the plate, he missed by plenty. So he's already thinking about the Rays base runner. Needs to be concentrating on Simpson.
Walls takes off the pitch and no throw. So Walls steals second base. That pitch, ball 2.
That's what we're talking about. He is worried about Taylor Walls. He knows he's going to go. And by the way, the Twins have no answer. Duran is just too slow to the plate.
2-0 the count on Simpson. And that is too wide. He's short of that corner, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, and here's what you do. Work a walk and then double steal. I mean, just both of these guys, just run.
That's a strike. 3-1.
Come with that again. You got a wide open left side of the infield, and Chandler will just smoke that ball into left field.
And he goes the other way down that left side, but it's going to twist out of play. And we'll take the count full. Walls back to second base. Technically speaking, they ruled a move up indifference.
Can it be? Really?
I would have given him a stolen base.
Yeah, they didn't have a play. That's a stolen base.
Yep. 3-2 and another foul. We'll do it again. Well, I'm going to leave stolen base in my scoreboard.
Yeah, as you should. We had some fake news here tonight, anyway.
We don't want that.
Starting with the wind.
3-2 and a ground ball back to the mound. The underhanded toss over to third goes Walls. Simpson is the second out of the inning. And that gives him an offer to this point after that 11-game hitting streak.
How about Duran coming all the way back to get Simpson? Fell behind him 3-0 and was able to come back and get him. That was a huge swing, keeping him off base. Huge swing.
And the Rays down to their final out. Minnesota with a big conference on the mound before Jose Caballero steps in. Duran and Caballero have not faced each other before. Well, day game tomorrow. Pablo Lopez and Drew Rasmussen. That's a great pitching matchup. And about to step in, Jose Caballero. Pitch inside. Caballero singles, swiped a couple bases, and scored a run in the 7th inning. It's 100 wide. 2-0. Meisner hoping to get a chance at another at bat. And a fly ball back into left field. Got some carry, and it's caught 2 steps in front of the wall to end this game. Caballero put a charge into it, but just a little short, and Minnesota will come away with a 4-2 win tonight. The Rays leave a man on, and here's another look at that fly ball to left.
That ball got in just enough. I mean, that's another inch down the barrel, and that ball's going to get out of here, but Caballero just didn't quite get all of it. That ball got in a hair too much, and it falls just short. That would have been something, huh? Unfortunate ending.
And Duran watches that ball caught in left, and it's a 4-2 final.
Well, Chevy play of the game. Let's go all the way back to the 2nd inning, and that was Cody Clemens. Right now, the Twins leading 1-0. He gets a 4-seam fastball, puts a charge into it, a hole-in-one out there in deep left center field, and that would give the Twins a 2-0 lead, and they would obviously hold on to that 2-run lead and walk away victors here tonight, evening up the series, setting up a rubber match tomorrow.
And we will have the totals when we return.